Fala pessoal, de boa, continuando a nossa gameplay do Starfield de onde paramos. Se estiverem gostando do conteúdo, deixa o like, se inscreva no canal para dar aquela força e vamos lá, né? Temos aí o último sistema para mim fazer a inspeção dela inteira, tá? O único detalhe que eu tinha esquecido que nessa área a gente tem uma das cidades principais aqui do game, que em relação também é Cydonia, né? Então, eu vou fazer o que primeiro, né? Todas as missões aqui que a gente vai ter nesta cidade. Primeiro vamos mostrar as informações do sistema, porque o que eu passar ali pelo menos, eu vou fazer o escaneamento. 9 planetas e 21 luas, mano. É coisa pra caramba, né? E aí a gente veio aqui pro planeta Marte, onde a gente tem a cidade de Cydonia, né? Que é uma das principais cidades aqui do game. Mas primeiro eu vou aproveitar, pousar em Marte, fazer a inspeção dele e aí a gente vai lá partir para a cidade começar as suas missões. Eu vou colocar tudo num vídeo só. 4 recursos e 2 atributos pra gente ir atrás, então né, não tem muita coisa, porém na parte das missões a gente já sabe que o bagulho vai ficar louco, né? Porque cidade principal nunca tem pouca missão, mano. E aí é a parte complicada também. Beleza pessoal, e depois da gente ali, né, fazer a inspeção aqui do planeta Marte, iremos entrar na cidade de Cydonia e começar as suas missões secundárias, porque, mano, é bastante coisa, viu? Primeiramente estamos ali no hub, né, bem na entradinha, e a gente vindo aqui, ó, nesta porta, que meio que é uma loja, teremos aí mais uma missão a ser iniciada, então vamos conversar ali com o personagem.
We got a lot of good stuff here. Come take a look, eh? Hello, welcome to the Cydonia UC Exchange. The best goods, all courtesy of the United Colonies, straight to all of the wonderful UC soldiers, workers, and other citizens. I've got a little of this, a little of that, and maybe a little of some other things you wouldn't expect to find at the UC shop, But that's because I try to provide for everyone here. So, please, browse my stock and let me know what I can get for you, friendo. Ah, yes, it is the accent. I have been asked this before. Do not worry, I take no offense. From a very young age, I spent most of my life among the stars, aboard one ship or another. I picked up many ways of speaking, many languages. Because of this, the way I speak sounds strange to some, but that is the price I pay for knowing all the languages I do. The UC, my employer, they try to furnish my exchange with plenty, but other planets, they need more, so we need to make do with what we get. But me, I have other ways of getting goods to sell, and so I do. I get a little bit of this and that, from here and there, and that is how I provide for you and me. You understand? Do I have any good deals, you say? Friendo, I am full of good deals. My prices may be fixed by UC pencil pushers many worlds away, but I may find ways to work with you. For example, I buy things to refurbish and resell. You bring me these, I give you credits, and we make deals. Oh, friendo, you have no idea. You see, not only do I sell goods for the United Colonies, I also need to receive the shipments, stock the shelves, manage the inventory. Why, even now I have this big delivery. Tracking says it is here, but it is clearly not here. I don't see it, do you? The ship is out in the desert of Mars, not where it should be. Ship services tells me they can look at it, but I need my goods soon, and they're taking too long. Please, no. Have you ever dealt with them? I have. Too much bureaucracy, everything takes too long. Some of the goods are perishable. You could do this for me much faster. And you seem better equipped than I to deal with any problems you may find on board. What happened? I don't know. The ship was marked as approaching, then it landed somewhere out there, and that was the last I heard. Did it crash? I hope not. But maybe, yes it did. That would be terrible. My shipment would be ruined. And the ship's crew. Oh, how tragic. What if? But we must not assume. We must be sure. And we must get my shipment. That is also important. Let's not forget. Oh, just various crates of supplies. Nothing unusual. You see what I have in stock, yes, friendo? More of that. The people here, they need their supplies. And I need to sell them supplies. And without that shipment, neither can happen, right? You could? Yes? This is what I hoped when we talked. If you go to where the ship was last seen, you could look at it. Find out what happened. Take care of anything on board that shouldn't be there. Pirates, killer robots, heat leeches, whatever. And check the crates to make sure nothing is broken. Then come back to me, so I can send someone to recover the shipment and get to selling. Easy as peasy, as they say.
The city of Cydonia is proud.
Beleza, né? A nossa primeira missão. Precisamos ali recuperar, né? Ou encontrar uma nave ali, né? Do carregamento do cara, certo? Já vai ter uma localização imprópria aqui, Marte, que você só vai ir direto pra lá. E aí a gente acabou chegando na área aonde está a nave. E primeiro vamos ali pra localização e entrar nela, né? Eu vou na paz aqui pra ver se não tem nenhum inimigo pelo caminho. Vai que, né? Bom, até o momento tudo tranquilo.
I suppose we should eradicate the infestation.
A gente precisa exterminar as termossugas ali, né? E o bagulho tá vivo, hein, mano? Rapaz. Eita porra. Entendi. Que beleza, hein? Bom, a gente já tem ali os objetivos aqui da missão marcado, tá? Que são os inimigos que precisamos eliminar. Porém, eu vou dar uma geralzinha aqui na nave, ver o que a gente tem, tá? Se tem algo de bom pra levar, alguma informação. Porque faz parte da missão, eu tô aqui também, né? Vamos explorar o bagulho. Tem um códice ali do lado do corpo, interessante.
Final log for Jobber, logistics ship A2. Job number 146789. Beginning descent into Mars airspace towards Cydonia. And... What the...
What's wrong?
I'm losing systems. Something's cutting power. Nav's offline. Comms are dead.
That's not good.
Computers on the fritz. I'm going to try for an emergency landing. Shit! All two just vented. Life support is failing rapidly. Alert Galvez, get your suits on and strap in. We're in for a rough landing.
What about...
Don't worry about me. Hurry, go! We'll be right behind you. See the set to check the land.
Resumo da história, a gente descobriu que deu bosta, né? E aqui a gente vai ter os objetivos de verificar todas as cargas ali, ó, o tanto de marcação que tem. Então, né, mano, vamos fazendo uma por uma aí, e depois a gente vai precisar voltar no cara lá. Algumas vai ter inimigos, outras não, tranquilo.
You
think you can hide?
You did not find my cargo ship yet, I take it? Oh, no! I hope they did not get into my cargo and ruin anything. As for the crew, I assume dead, yes? That is too bad. Too bad. But you found the ship and its cargo, and that is good at least. I will send someone to retrieve it now that you made it safe. Thank you. Maybe I will have more jobs for you. If you want.
A gente terminou ali uma das missões dele, porém conversando novamente iniciaremos outra.
You looking for deals on off-world goods? Your new friend Dennis will hook you up. Ah, plenty. I've always got work to do. Oh, wait. You mean more work from me for you? As a matter of fact, I do. You know how I have that shh business on the side? Well, I could use some help acquiring more goods to sell. How would you feel about obtaining them for me? Well, I can't say for sure. I doubt these people will give their equipment over willingly, you see. But maybe, well, you seem the clever type. Maybe you can get in and out with no notice, and they will never know. Of course, I can't say for sure. My buddy only tells me where to find them, not how to get what I need. No. Well, they may not be entirely legitimate, but I assure you, they're not exactly illegal either. You'll be obtaining equipment from renegades, enemies of the settled systems. So really, you're doing everyone a favor. Excellent, friendo. I have a buddy who gives me information on where to find renegades throughout the stars, and I will give this information to you. You will go there and get the items I need from them. One thing, though, I don't want to hear details on how you get them, but you will likely need to use force, so be careful. And try not to damage the merchandise.
Beleza, pessoal, e aí a gente vai ser mandado ali para uma exploração e ele vai pedir um item em específico, tá? O detalhe maior é que essa missão aqui ela é meio foda, velho, porque ela pode te lascar bonito igual ela fez comigo aqui, certo? Primeiro ela tá mandando ali em uma das luas de Plutão, no mesmo sistema que eu tô, então já aproveitei e fiz a inspeção para me agilizar o próximo vídeo, né, que é de inspeção ali. E aí eu fui pro laboratório criogênico que eu já explorei aqui também no canal. E a missão, ela me pediu pelos capacetes do Eclípticos. Só que aí me lascou, porque quando eu chego no último baú, tem um capacete. Eu abri o baú e ela já manda eu voltar pro cara. Só que como que eu vou entregar 5 capacetes pro cara se eu só tenho um até agora? Então já é uma missão meio bugada. E outra, às vezes ela recomenda você pegar a arma, né, que é a Grendel, que é muito fácil o drop. E quase todos os eclipses ali, eles dropam esta merda. E aí é o detalhe, ela pediu logo o capacete. Eu fiz todo o laboratório, terminei toda a exploração e me deu 4 capacetes, ficou faltando um. Resumo, eu tive que sair por aí procurando pelos caras pra eliminar eles e aí conseguir os 5 capacetes e voltar no cara.
You and me, you're not having any trouble finding what I need, I hope. Well, look who came back. Let us take a look at the goods. Oh, this is better than I expected. I'll need to do a little work to get them in sellable condition, but this is good. Thank you. If you ever want to do another run for me, I can always use more stock.
Beleza, com isso a gente acabou encerrando aqui mais uma missão secundária e a gente volta para a área central aqui de Cydonia, né? Entrando aqui bem nesta área onde é o lugar residencial aqui, né? É só vir pelo hub ali principal, descendo vocês vão encontrar esta criança que vai te dar mais uma missão secundária também.
So boring sometimes. Hi, I'm Renee, and I'm so bored. My mom and dad say not to talk to people I don't know, so I thought maybe I could talk to you and then I know you and I won't be so bored. Aw, you're no fun. I just want to talk to someone because I'm so bored. Plus, you're already talking to me, so if you change your mind, I'll still be here. It's okay, I guess. It's better than living outside, because Mars can't support life outside and I'd die. But maybe it would be nice to live on another planet someday. I think I used to when I was a real little kid. And sometimes my mom and dad would take me to visit my grandma and grandpa in New Atlantis. Not really. I mean, there's Taye. He's a good friend, but he's also one of my only friends. There aren't many kids on Mars, cause my mom says that this is really only a place where people come to work hard jobs for a little while. But I wish there were more kids, cause it gets boring, like when Taye is busy and my mom and dad are off working. I like to play with Taye sometimes. We come up with lots of games to play. Sometimes we listen to music or watch shows. But when he's not around, I like to draw. Sometimes I draw things and give them to people since they're so mopey all the time. It makes them smile. Actually, wanna help me? I just drew these great pictures of Space Frog, but I can't go out right now. Can you help put them up for me? Yeah, they've let me do it before. But they're working, so they can't help me do it, and they don't let me leave the condos without them. They say it's for my safety, but my friend Taya's mom sometimes lets him go out without her. I don't know. My mom says it does. She says her work friends like my drawings because they make them smile. She says it's because there aren't many kids here, and lots of people miss having kids around, or it reminds them of their families. It's Space Frog from outer space, and he's a little frog character that I made up. I've never seen a real frog before, but I've seen pictures. Anyway, he lives in space and goes around to different planets helping people who are sad or need help. He's great. You will? Thank you, thank you, thank you! People are gonna be so happy. Here's a bunch of copies of the Space Frog drawing I made. You can post them in places where you think people will see them. Thank you so much!
Aí você vai ter que colocar uma quantidade de posters aí também pela cidade, bem tranquilo, tudo marcado. Eu vou dando uns cortes para agilizar aqui também.
Only employees of Deimos Staryard's mining division are...
Space Frog. Just put the pictures up where you think lots of people are going to see them. Hi! Thanks for doing that for me. I wish I could do it myself, but having a friendly adult help me is almost as good. I know, right? Last time I did this, lots of people came over to tell me how much they loved it. I only hope these drawings stay up longer this time. Anyways, it's not much, but I got a little something for you as a thank you.
Beleza, né? E aí a gente acabou encerrando mais uma missão secundária aqui, certo? E a gente já vai partir para a próxima, voltando ali pro hub, né? Essa missão aqui, ela se inicia aleatoriamente, né? Só de andar ali. Porém, eu recomendo você dar um save, porque dependendo de como essa missão iniciar, ela pode bugar e fazer você voltar o save igual aconteceu comigo, tá? Mas vamos lá.
Ah, didn't think we had any new miners on account of the positions being full up. Well, that's a little weird, but as long as Trevor's okay with it, I can't say that I mind. Anyway, I'm Layla. When I'm not mining, I'm tinkering with Gnome, our unofficial mascot. I fill that computer brain of his with all sorts of nonsense and announcements. Of course, if you're here to chat, I'm always happy to talk shop. Especially if you're interested in talking about the heart of Mars. This is only my second contract, so I think I've been here for 4 years now. It's great. I love it here. I'm working on getting those red eyes that are all the rage these days, you know. You'll hear a lot of these other chumps complaining about Cydonia. They say it's boring or dangerous or whatever. Look, I come from an ice planet. These people have no idea what they're talking about. Cydonia is practically paradise compared to where I grew up. Very funny. Who sent you to ask? Was it Rivka? No, she seems to know what she's doing. I bet it was Hank, wasn't it? He always acts like he's top dog, but we all know he couldn't mine his way out of a wet paper bag. Oh, you're a miner too. Funny, I didn't think there were any new contracts starting. Which means you must work for a rival company. And if you think I'm going to divulge trade secrets, you've got another thing coming. Look, I won't report you, because we've all been there. But I'm not going to help you either. I like this job. I don't have any intention of losing it over something like this. Yeah, Gnome's been down here forever. He's also been broken forever. Can't actually walk or do work, and we don't have it in the budget to fix him. No one's had the heart to junk him, but when I started, I gave him new purpose. I programmed him to tell us local news and announcements. I modeled his responses after my own sarcastic sense of humor. It proved to be popular, so I did what any aspiring comedian would do and gave him a bunch of stupid jokes to tell. People love it. Or at least that's what they say. Why? I mean, who wouldn't want cool blood red eyes? It's kind of a badge of honor thing around here. People know you're hot stuff when you got red eyes. Also, it freaks people who don't know about them. Except for little kids. They always seem to think it's awesome. Either way, it makes for fun social gatherings. Oh, so you're interested in the heart of Mars, are you? Word is there's a cave out in the Martian waste with a gleaming node of the purest titanium ore you've ever seen. It's worth quite a lot of credits, but some say the heart of Mars is cursed. Hundreds have gone in search of it, never to return. And every one of them met a grisly fate. Maybe, just maybe, you could be the first to succeed, though. You know, if you think you got what it takes. No judgment if you're too scared. Fair question. I'm not really the adventurous type, to be honest. And frankly, I don't need the money. So, I don't really feel the need to involve myself with the prospect of a potentially deadly cursed chunk of titanium. Because in Roman mythology, Mars was the god of war. His heart is cold, but tough like titanium. One of the miners started calling it that long ago, and the name stuck. Seems fitting enough. What? No. I mean, maybe the cursed part isn't real, but who am I to say? Look, I told you what I know. You can either choose to believe me or not. All I can say is that if you manage to find it and avoid the curse, you'll be a legend around here. That's the spirit. You sure didn't seem like the type to be scared off by tales of cursed rocks. I'll give you the coordinates for the cave. Good luck out there, and be careful.
Então assim, a gente acabou aceitando a missão, ela vai te mandar para uma caverna aqui em Marte mesmo, e você vai para lá. E o que aconteceu comigo que eu disse que bugou, tá? Primeiramente, o item que eu preciso minerar está aqui em cima, tá? A primeira vez que eu aceitei a missão, ele estava ali na parte de baixo, e o que aconteceu? Eu não conseguia quebrar ele com o minerador, o bagulho virou vida infinita, e aí me fudeu, porque eu fui obrigado a voltar um save, e esse save era um automático para o meu azar, né, e aí voltou antes das duas missões que eu fiz aqui, que tá gravado aí no vídeo. Tanto que eu larguei essas duas missões pra trás, eu quero que se exploda também essa merda, porque esse save aqui vai pro cacete. Mas só pra vocês verem que eu aceitando a missão de novo, ela funcionou normalmente. Vai entender, Starfield, foda, né? E agora vamos finalizar lá com a menina.
It's taken me a few years, but I'm finally feeling like I'm settling in here. What? Hold on. You're telling me you actually found the heart of Mars? It's supposed to be harmless prank we send newbies to go find. It's not supposed to actually exist. Yet, here it is. Or at least something resembling the legend. The only way this could happen is if... Damn it! If I gave you the wrong cave coordinates. Well, whatever you found, it's still impressive. You showed me up on this one. Feel free to keep it, since I'd say you earned it.
Beleza, aí a gente conseguiu aqui encerrar então a missão, tá? É um item ali interessante que dá pra vender por um pouco a mais de moeda. Permanecendo aqui na área de mineração, a gente vai estar conversando ali com aquele cara pra iniciar mais missões, tá? E vamos lá.
You got the look of a miner about you? Maybe when the new contracts finally open up, you'll give it a go. Welcome, welcome. Nice to meet you. Name's Trevor. Mining Director for the Deimos Mining Project here in scenic underground Cydonia. I could spare a minute or two to chat. So long as you're not looking for mining work, I suppose. Oh, that! Oh, nothing to worry about. We do fracking on Mars with subterranean particle detonations. Those announcements are just to let people know when to expect them. Now, you probably felt the rumble when the detonations actually go off. That's all it is. Not too bad, eh? Basically, it's high-tech mining. We use immensely powerful controlled particle detonations deep underground to loosen up subterranean gases and other difficult-to-gather resources so we can harvest them. Sounds way more dangerous than it is. Probably. Actually, it's still pretty dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, no worries, mate. I can totally see how it'd be odd if you're not used to it. Just sit down, or be sure you're within reach of something to hold on to if the quaking makes you uneasy, and you'll be fine.
Yep, that's me. Joined up with Deimos when I was just 17 as a mining gopher. Go for this, go for that, you know how it is. I worked hard, proved myself capable, and got the promotion to mining director about 6 years ago, after the old boss retired. Some of the older guys resent me, but I give everyone a lot of leeway as long as they meet their quotas. So that keeps them happy enough.
Not so bad for one of the oldest mines in the settled systems. We struggle with the lack of decent equipment, but we work hard and make up for it. As I'm sure you know, we're responsible for supplying resources to Deimos Star Yards, which in turn is responsible for supplying UC naval vessels. That, among other major projects, makes us one of the United Colony's most important mining operations. The prestige and pay that comes with it almost makes up for being stationed at the arse end of the settled systems in the middle of nowhere. Argos, huh? Yeah, I've heard of them. That's great, but yeah, unfortunately all our mining contracts are filled right now.
Unless... maybe you could help me out with a job. Off the books.
I love the enthusiasm. Do yourself a favor and get to know some of the miners. It'll remind you what you're doing this for. Anyway, I'm getting off track. See, you might have noticed that our equipment ain't exactly holding together like it used to. Problem is, we can't get new equipment unless we start exceeding our quotas. And we can't do that until we get new equipment. A real dilemma, right? I've got a plan for solving our little problem, though. Okay, glad you're still on board. First, I need someone from the outside to bolster our yields so we can prove that we can exceed our quota. I'll fill you in on the rest of the details after you've hauled up some ore. One standard quota should do. I need to know I can trust you with the easy stuff first. Yeah, don't you think I want to? Corporate sets the contracts and they're not giving out anymore, so we work with what we've got. Something to do with insurance, benefits, and other liabilities, so I don't make the rules. Of course not. I'll pay you out of my own pocket. I care about my miners, even if corporate doesn't understand our struggles down here. I'm willing to put in some sacrifices to help. That's just the kind of guy I am. If I had the credits to buy all the equipment myself, I would. But this is the next best thing. When you've got enough, drop it off in the bin over there for processing. Then come see me.
Beleza, né? A gente iniciou mais uma missão aqui. Precisamos dar uma ajuda pro cara aí, tá? E assim, a gente precisa obter 10 de ferro, tá? Se você não tiver no seu inventário ali, não tem problema. Aqui é uma área de mineração, então você pode minerar todos eles ali na moralzinha e colocar lá dentro do baúzão. E a missão vai continuar de boa pra vocês, tá? Claro que eu já peguei uma quantidade maior ali, né, no momento, é porque a missão ela demora mesmo pra responder, então é meio foda você ter uma conta ali exata, mas sai pegando tudo ali, porque na hora que você vai minerar, mostra a quantidade correta que você tá? Não precisa ficar esperando a missão atualizar não, porque, mano, senão é foda. Cada vez mais tu demora e perde mais tempo ainda, esperar o bagulho atualizar ali. A gente já acabou a missão e ela ainda tá na metade ali contando. Então já vamos aproveitar e colocar dentro do baú, conversar com o cara ali e seguir em frente com ela.
Okay, I can see you're serious about helping me. That ore you mined is really gonna bolster our numbers. Great. Now, the next part is a little trickier. Our Director of Mining Operations, Peter Brennan, fired his last assistant over a month ago. Peter's the only one who can approve the order for new equipment, and unfortunately, he's useless without an assistant. I think I've got a surefire way for you to get that job. Then you, as his assistant, can get him to sign off on the approval. You don't think I've tried? Like I said, the guy is literally useless without his assistant. I don't even know if he knows how to actually use a computer. And everything Deimos does is so mired in bureaucracy because of their contracts with the UC. Which means, unfortunately, we need to do all the things by the book if we want them done at all. We just need you to take the job until we get the approval signed. Then you can quit, keep it, or do whatever. It's not as bad as it sounds. Worst case scenario, you may have to go fetch some stuff for him and go over his messages. It'll be easy, I promise. Now hold on, it's not that easy. You'll need to apply for it like anyone else. Head to the Deimos Star Yard's office up in orbit to fill out the application. It's where that job is posted. Come back and see me when you've done that, and we'll talk about how to secure the position for you.
Surely there must be someone else who can take such a ridiculous job.
Beleza, né? Então nessa parte aqui a gente precisa ali se candidatar para essa vaga de emprego. Precisamos ir lá em Deimos, né? Onde, pô, é a central ali de construção das naves deles, certo? E aí praticamente a gente vai aqui nesse computadorzinho e se candidata lá pra vaga, tá? Pode responder qualquer merda aí que vai dar bom de qualquer forma mesmo, é só pra missão seguir em frente e já era.
Don't worry. We're gonna make sure you get that job. Trust me, this is the best shot we've got at getting that request approved. Okay, now we need to ensure you get hired. Basically, we'll need to make sure you're the only choice. To do that, you'll need to get access to the HR terminal in the corporate office upstairs on the main level. If you delete the other applications from the system, you'll be a shoo-in. Believe me, if you knew Tia, you wouldn't worry. I'll be honest, she's so overworked and behind in her tasks that I don't even think she knows there are any applications. That's a good point, though. Once your application is in, I'll ping her and ask her to take a look to see if any applications came in for me. That should get her to finally take a look, see yours, and if all goes well, she'll hire you on the spot. I happen to know that the HR director, Tia, and the other women in the office tend to go to the Broken Spear for happy hour at 5 every evening. That's your window of opportunity. That's the spirit? Believe me, this is gonna help everyone. By the way, the HR password is password spelled backwards, which Tia thinks is pretty clever. She gets talkative during happy hour, and loud. Surprised everyone doesn't know her password, honestly. Anyway, should be pretty easy. Good luck.
Beleza, agora a gente precisa ter acesso ali ao computador na área executiva ali. Tranquilo, né? A gente só abaixa aqui para evitar problemas, tá? Temos algumas mensagens, eu vou deixar aí um pouquinho na tela para vocês, quem quiser dar uma lida aí, porque é informação relacionada à área e também aos personagens envolvidos, tá? É só ir pausando o vídeo. De resto ali a gente só precisa fazer o padrão, né? Que excluir todos os outros candidatos ali dessa vaga. Só vai ficar o nosso e aí a gente volta pro cara lá e bora seguir em frente.
Don't worry. We're gonna make sure you get that job. And I can say that I've got some good news for you. I just saw the company message go out that you've been hired as Peter's assistant. Congratulations. Not really, and neither should you. Either those applications were old and those people have moved on, or as soon as you disappear after this, they'll get to hiring again. They won't. I'll tell you a little secret. No one really cares too much. I'm not saying anyone's bad at their job, just that everyone's too busy and overworked to care. Seriously, no worries, mate. I've been here long enough to know how they operate up there. Next step should be easy. Just go to work for Peter, And when you get access to his terminal messages, you'll see my request. All you've got to do is approve that request, and we'll be right on with it. Then, we can get that new equipment and show corporate how it's done.
Aí a gente acaba uma missão e já inicia a continuação, tá? Precisamos voltar na mesma sala que a gente acabou de entrar e se apresentar para trabalhar lá.
I'm a bit busy at the moment. Lots of business operations to operate and all that. Oh, you're finally back. I feel like you've been gone for ages. Do you know how tough this job is without an assistant? Good. Now, let's make... You look a bit different than I remembered. Did you go to Enhance? No. Now I remember. They told me they sent me someone new. Anyway, when they told me how poorly you did on your application questions, I had my doubts. But at least you showed up on time, so maybe there's hope? Well, enough chit-chat. Let's get to work. Not, very enthusiastic. Noted. Well, I need something done, and I don't want to go looking for someone to fire you just yet. So, I have a shipment I'm waiting for. Don't know where it is. Last time this happened, my assistant went to speak to the governor. I'm sure he'll help you to get it sorted out. Now, kindly, off with you. What's in the shipment? A good assistant knows it's not their place to ask. Bad assistants get fired. Mediocre assistants get... You know what? I forgot where I was going with this, but it doesn't matter. Just get it for me, will you? Also, I don't quite remember. But it is important, that I know. I could, but we'd be wasting valuable time, so no. Oh, do they cover nothing in orientation anymore? No, strike that. We got rid of orientation, didn't we? Anyway, it's not important. Your job is easy. You do what I ask, and that's pretty much it. I'm surprised you've forgotten that's the... All right, new assistant. I keep forgetting. I don't know. At first I thought I had multiple assistants that rotated in and out, but it seems I've only ever had one at a time and they all just stopped showing up. I believe my last assistant was supposed to get me some coffee, but never came back. I honestly wasn't listening to whatever they were crying about. Oh, you're done?
I couldn't be prouder than to govern the UC's first major space colony. Ah, hello. Welcome. I don't usually have time to speak with random people off the street, but I'd be happy to help if it's something quick. What can I do for you? I can answer your general questions about Cydonia, but nothing venturing into politics. Sorry, but it's my strict policy that I only speak with select members of the press and major political donors who are serious about making changes for the future prosperity of Mars. Politics. You shouldn't be so surprised that money greases the wheels of the political machine. Even though I'm a UC-appointed official, I still need to rely on political donations to help me make decisions on how to allocate funds and resources to various lobbying parties. The money goes right back into the local economy, you see? We don't use that word around here. I do take donations, however. If you have to ask, then I'm afraid you can't afford it. I'm sorry, I can't, but if you have any other questions about Cydonia, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, I should get back to what I was doing. Standard protections from the media and anyone who would go to them. I'm sure you understand. Considering I don't really know you, I'm not sure how to answer that. But Cydonia is a beacon of industry. There's plenty of work to go around. If you have mining experience, you may wish to check with whoever the current Deimos mining director is. Or maybe check with the Deimos Star Yard corporate office. If those aren't your speed, then there are a number of local businesses that are always looking for help. Well, I've been appointed governor, going on 20 years now, I believe. Every day, I am passionate about serving the hard-working people of Mars. I look out for their interests, I support their prosperity, and in return, they help make the United Colonies a shining beacon of hope for humanity. If you ask me, there's nothing better than that. You mean besides being the most important city of industry to our proliferation across the galaxy? Well, this is the home of Deimos Star Yards, which perfected grav drive technology and made honest-to-goodness space travel truly possible. And to this day, our mines and manufacturing are instrumental in delivering resources used throughout the United Colonies. We may not outshine fancier cities like New Atlantis on its surface, but without Cydonia, there would be no United Colonies. Cydonia is not much of a tourist destination, unless you're interested in humanity's first major colony outside of Earth. But if you're not here for work, and you're looking to kill some time, I'm told the Martian surface is great for hiking. Beautiful scenery. Assuming you like shades of red. If you're looking to kick back after that and experience Martian nightlife, the Broken Spear is as good a local watering hole as any. That's cute, but not enough. If you're not sure how much, you probably can't afford it. And at this point, I'm not sure I'd accept it from you. Well then, you've been quite busy making a name for yourself, haven't you? Heard of you. Of course, how could I not?
It sounds as though you have been spying on us, Governor.
Not exactly spying. Word gets around and I'm one to listen when it does. I like to know what goes on in my city. So look, I admire a go-getter like yourself. You're not in trouble unless you make trouble. And I don't think you're the type. I know you're not really Mr. Brennan's assistant. I don't know exactly what you're up to, but I have little reason to suspect you're up to no good. So let's cut to brass tacks. What can I do for you? Word travels fast around Cydonia. It's my business to know these things. Frankly, I'm not worried about you. As long as you play your cards right, it'll stay that way. Oh, I know exactly what happened to that shipment. However, I suspect Mr. Brennan neglected to tell you that I'm holding it due to his immense backlog of unpaid taxes. Then again, he may be unaware. Look, I'll tell you what. I'll release that shipment for you. But I'm going to need a favor first, since you seem to be adept at keeping quiet. See, my personal spacecraft was stolen, likely by Crimson Fleet pirates. I need someone to find it. Then I need that someone to destroy it. Discreetly. I need tight lips on this. Well, this is a tricky situation indeed. Not to get bogged down in details, but assuming this is the work of pirates, it's best to destroy the ship and everybody on board. Makes it cleaner for insurance purposes. Oh, it's a few reasons. I don't want this mired in their process. Also, it's a bit of an embarrassment for a sitting governor to lose a ship, so I'd rather that not get out. I'm sure you understand. Then we have an agreement. I'll send you to the ship's last known location. Remember, not a word of this leaves this room.
Beleza, né? Agora precisamos encontrar essa nave roubada. A gente vai ter opções ali também nessa missão. Então eu vou tentar ir pelo caminho que eu mais gosto ali e vamos lá.
Hey friend, don't mean to bother you, but I could really use some help here. I'm telling you, the situation I'm in is not good. If you're able, I could use a hand. It is good to see someone out here. I've been drifting alone here for 2 days without help. Wait, you on the account? Alright, come on board. I hope you've got some extra ship parts for repairs, because we're going to need it to get this thing back to base. So, you're a pirate? Please. We know you're not really with the fleet. Word of advice? Learn the lingo before you attempt anything so stupid again. You've got 2 choices. We need ship parts to repair our busted craft drive. Hand them over along with your ship, and maybe we'll let you leave. Or we dust you and take it anyway. You've got to the count of 20 before I make that choice for you. I did. You're wasting it. You mean to parlay? Countdown's over. Consider my curiosity piqued. I didn't think you were a fool. I'm listening. You play your cards right, and maybe you'll figure that out. I hear you. Maybe we can work something out. Okay. Enough talk. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'll even help you on your way. I have an incriminating letter from Hearst himself. I'm sure it's valuable to an enterprising individual such as yourself. I don't care what you do with it. Rip it up, use it for blackmail, whatever. I'll give it to you. So long as we get to keep this ship. Deal? Come on. You really need me to spell it out for you? Hearst is a politician. Politicians are susceptible to blackmail. Or if you really want to see fireworks on Mars, I'm sure there is someone in a position of authority in Cydonia that you could turn that into as evidence of corruption. Not like it's going to paint a target on our backs any bigger than we already have. It's sure to stir up trouble for local politics. Seems like a win to me. Smart choice. Now, I suggest leaving before our reinforcements show up. I can't guarantee they'll be as accommodating as we are.
Beleza, e nesse momento aqui a gente vai obter provas, né, que comprometem ali o cara praticamente. E aí é aquele esquema, você vai ter a opção de destruir a nave, vai ter a opção de entregar a prova pro cara e subornar ele por dinheiro, ou simplesmente guardar essas provas e depois entregar para as autoridades, e aí vai dar merda pra ele, tá? Que é a opção que eu irei escolher, mas primeiro vamos recuperar tudo aqui agora, que é este códice, e vamos voltar pra Cydonia e encerrar a missão.
I sure hope you've taken care of our little problem. Did you take care of my little problem?
E aqui basicamente é o momento ali onde você, né, pode mentir, subornar ou simplesmente guardar pra você ali e entregar para as autoridades, beleza? Então eu vou guardar na moralzinha aqui também.
Good. I'll release Mr. Brennan's shipment to you as promised. I'll even defer his taxes as a little bonus. You really helped me out of this bind. Don't take this the wrong way, but I hope I'm never in need of your help like this again.
I'm a bit busy at the moment. Lots of business operations to operate and all that. My shipment, do you have it yet? No. Was it difficult? I guess I never thought about it since you... I mean, my previous assistants just showed up with it whenever I asked. Oh, that's nice. Thanks for getting this for me. Now, could you be a pal and get to my computer messages? Oh, they've been piling up while you were gone, and I need you to respond to them for me. Here's my password. Just make sure your replies sound like they're coming from me. I have a reputation to maintain. Oh, you're done?
Beleza, né? Então nesse momento a gente vai ter acesso ao computador. Tem um códice aqui também, né? Não tem muita coisa ali não, mas tranquilo. Aí a gente vai acessar aqui. E aí você pode, né, mano, ver as mensagens, aprovar o que tiver que aprovar aqui se você quiser também, tá? Essa parte aí é por conta própria, porque o objetivo mesmo da missão é apenas um, que a gente já sabe que é aprovar o equipamento ali pros caras, né? E, mano, esse aqui é o objetivo principal. Porém, se você quiser aí já fazer algumas coisas extra, fica a teu critério, porque você vai ter acesso a tudo. Eu não vou dizer que isso muda alguma coisa, porque eu acho que não muda bosta nenhuma, mas tá aí como opcional pra vocês, beleza? E aí, pra quem guardou a prova lá também, a gente vai ter uma atividade para entregar elas para as autoridades. Então vamos lá.
Welcome to Cydonia Security. I'm Commander Vincent Woodard, Chief of Planetary Security and former head of the Red Devils program here on Mars. I tend to deal with security at a high governmental level, whereas my associate Booth over there handles day-to-day security issues. So if you're looking to report a minor crime or misdemeanor, see him. But if there's something I can help you with, feel free to ask. Only the finest bunch of soldiers to ever grace the UC with their service. Of course, I may be biased as a Red Devil myself and head of the program. Well, former, I should say. Program's been defunct since the armistice that ended the colony wars. It put a stop to any and all Xeno warfare. I fought to keep them operational here, but the top brass concluded that without their unique alien bioweapon training, there was no need for a separate elite soldier program. Still do, technically. I'm a naval commander. But they've got me here pushing pencils ever since the Red Devils disbanded. I pull double duty, aiding in recruitment and serving as the Cydonia security chief, representing the UC. Maybe there's a chance for me to relive the glory days now that the Red Devil program has been reinstated. Time will tell. They're using the Red Devil's HQ, and many of the same people are involved. I can see why some people are saying the Red Devils are back, but that's not the whole story. The new initiative's in its infancy, and while the goal is different than the old Red Devil program, I'm optimistic and ready to see how this plays out. It's with some certain comfort that I know the best and brightest minds are tasked with finding and eliminating the Terramorph threat. It's small, it's dusty, it's old, but it's home. It may not be anything fancy, but I couldn't dream of living anywhere else.
That's a pretty serious accusation. I assume you have proof of these alleged illicit activities? Well, he's a governor. If what you say is true and you have evidence against him, he'll be charged with felonies. I assume he'd step down ahead of this and turn himself in, but if not, he'd be arrested. Then there'll be a formal trial back in New Atlantis. If convicted, he'll likely serve jail time, plus any applicable fines. I'm sure they'd have to find a new governor. It's pretty rare for something like this to happen. So this is all an educated guess. Let me take a look at that. Well, this doesn't look good for Hearst. I'll say that. You did the right thing by coming to me. I'll take it from here. The United Colonies thanks you for your vigilance.
I hope I didn't make a mistake by letting Hank go. I wonder what's taking Hank so long. I saw. Good work. See? I knew having someone on the inside like that would work out. I've already put it in order for the equipment. I was going to ask you to pick it up for me, but there's a problem. One of my guys, Hank Ferraro, offered to go. I tried to tell him he'd be more useful sticking to his job here, but he insisted, and he was already on his way out before I could stop him. But it shouldn't be taking this long. Just a quick trip to Gagarin and back. I'm concerned. I could use some help with this. Hank's been a difficult employee, to be honest. More interested in showing off than doing good work. He's aggressive. He starts shit with the other employees. He's often late for work and so on. So this came up and I figured maybe he's trying to turn things around. Even though I was reluctant, I wanted to give him a chance. Now I'm questioning if it was a good idea. I don't know. Maybe he got hit by pirates. Maybe he's out of fuel, drifting. Maybe he just stopped for chunks. Anyway, something's up, and it doesn't seem good. Since you've proven yourself so skilled in so many ways, I was hoping to call on you for it. So, you in? Oh, thanks. This is a huge help. You'll be happy to know I actually carved out some of the budget so I can pay you for all of your assistance. We don't currently have much information to go on. I'd suggest checking with Cydonia ship services over at the starport first. They'd be the last person I know that's seen Hank. It's all I've got without sending you all the way to Gagarin to retrace his steps. Good luck.
Need some work done? Anything I can help you with? Let's see here. Hank. No one by that name. Oh, wait. Here we go. Henry Ferraro. Hank's gotta be his nickname. Yeah, he's been through here. Took his ship and departed. Actually, it looks like he came back into Mars space recently, but he didn't land here at the spaceport. The ship diverted and landed outside the city a ways. Nothing out of the ordinary. Got a ship and left. Tried and failed to get a discount on fueling up. That's about it. I've been doing this job for years, and I can't think of many reasons someone would come in for landing, but divert somewhere else. I've seen people try to offload some sort of contraband that way, but usually they don't do a flyby of the port before doing so. And scans would have picked it up, so I don't know. You're gonna have to ask them yourself, if you manage to track him down, that is. Yeah, something seems off about this. You're probably right that you need to work this out with your boss. Maybe some wires got crossed. Anyway, good luck and good day to you.
I hope I didn't make a mistake by letting Hank go. I wonder what's taking Hank so long. That's a little suspicious. Why would he do that? Moreover, why wouldn't he return with the goods? Something's definitely up. I asked around while you were gone. Some of his co-workers mentioned there's been a little extra, well, Hank lately. In particular, he was cursing up a storm about work and about his co-workers. Said some things that make me think his intentions here were not pure. Anyway, he's not too bright. Maybe he's still here in Cydonia. Check the Broken Spear. He frequently goes there to drink. We need to get to the bottom of this. Well, see if you can get him to admit it first, and if he does, see if you can get it back from him. If he resists, or otherwise won't tell you what we need to know, then we may have to turn him in. I trust that Cydonia security will bust him good, but he may not tell him where our stuff is, so see if you can at least get that out of him first. Hey, I'm not going to tell you how to do your job. I will say that I won't officially tell you to do anything to him. But he's been surly as of late, and always had a weird chip on his shoulder. So if it comes to that, you do what you need to do to protect yourself. Dunno. Hank's kind of a weird guy. He never fit in with the team. Tended to act a little sketchy. Always figured he'd be done after one contract. Guy like Hank, maybe he's just looking to sell it on the black market and earn an extra paycheck. Can't say for sure. Remember, it's most important that we find out where the equipment is. We can always deal with Hank later. We've got to do it before we lose track of it, before it gets sold, moved, or worse. And we've got to hope to whatever higher power you believe in that it wasn't jettisoned into space. We've got our work cut out for us. Good luck.
Yes?
You wouldn't last a week in the mines. What? Standing around pointing a cutter at some rocks all day? It sucks, but it's easy, so whatever. Way better than my last job at Chunks, though. My story? My story's that I don't like people asking what my story is. I'm just messing! But really, I don't want to talk about myself. Questions, huh? Let me buy you a beer first. Aw, what? Can't a guy just be friendly like? Anyway, I seen you talking to Trevor. What's someone like you doing sticking your nose where it doesn't belong? Oh, do you now? Well, you're not wrong. I do have something to do with it. In fact, I'm the one who took it. I had to. Those guys all think I'm some kind of joke. And I'm stuck with this stupid 3-year contract. I can't afford to break it. So, screw Deimos, screw Trevor and all the other miners. Losing that equipment's the last straw for them. Did he tell you that? One last failure in a string of failures to meet quotas. It'll be layoffs for everyone, and I won't owe Deimos a damn credit. No. Maybe. I don't know. You know what? Who cares? It's my plan, and I'm already doing it. How could I? You'd do it too if your coworkers never took you seriously. I'm always showing them how much better I am than them, and all they do is laugh and talk behind my back. They think I don't hear them, but I do. They say I'm a show-off, that I'm not good at what I do. So screw them. This whole planet sucks. Everyone here is a friggin' loser. Oh, shit. You could turn me in. I'd be in jail, and then this would be all for nothing. Damn it. Fine. You got me. I'll take you to where I stashed it, and then we can haul it back. But you better not be lying to me about not telling anyone. Sure, fine. I get it. Just, follow me. We're going outside.
Aí a gente vai ter que seguir o cara lá até o local, tá? Das peças, enrosca pra caramba aqui no meio do caminho.
You better not be lying about what you said back at the bar.
Man, I'm impressed you figured it all out on your own. I thought I was being real careful. It was so easy, right? Boss man Trevor's so loud sometimes, you know? And I got good hearing, so I overheard you all talking about this equipment. I knew what it meant to everyone and how screwed they'd all be without it.
And then Trevor just lets me go pick it up because he thought I was showing initiative. It really was the perfect plan. You know, it's too bad. I bet I could have made bank on selling this stuff. What do you think? 500 grand? Cool mill, maybe? But where would I even have sold it? Not like I would have been able to march pallets of mining equipment down to Jane's without anyone noticing. Probably best for returning it, because what a nightmare that would have been trying to offload it. And trying to destroy it all would have been another huge pain in the ass. It's mostly metal, right? What was I thinking? I guess I could have flown somewhere remote and buried it, dump it all in one of the old mines and forget about it. But then you would have been real screwed, huh? Good thing you found me before I did that. Am I right? Almost there, all right? I had to park my ship off a ways so they wouldn't find it right away. I'm sure you get it. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Didn't think I'd be going all the way back so soon. At least you won't have to walk all the way back, eh? I mean, you know, maybe we'll take the ship back to port and let someone else unload it, save ourselves the hassle of hauling it all back ourselves. Anyway, see it just up ahead? All right, that's enough. Now face me, so I don't have to shoot you in the back. You didn't think I'd just reveal my plan and then let you walk away while knowing everything, did you? Damn, you're dumber than I thought. No, we got a problem we can't resolve. Namely, you know too much. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't want it to be this way. I felt like I got no other choice. You know? Do they? Oh, maybe I need to rethink what I'm doing. I'm glad you understand the position I'm in here. Wait, you're saying everyone won't get laid off? Damn it. You're right. What the hell am I doing? This is freaking stupid, even for me. This whole idea, I barely thought it through. I just acted because it seemed like my only shot. I really don't want to hurt anyone. I'm in too deep and I don't know what to do. I know I don't deserve it, but will you help me? Please? What? Just because I'm a minor, I can't have nice things? It was my old man's. He gave it to me when he got his new one. It's older and it's got some issues, but I've been trying to fix it up in my spare time. This was my first big test run of it. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't if I were in your shoes. I can start by giving you my gun to prove I won't try to kill you. That's about all I can really do. For real, you made me see what I'm doing is wrong. Hey, I like how you think. You'd really do that for me? I mean, as long as they get the equipment back, no harm, no foul, right? And if they think I got it back for them, then maybe I'll finally get the respect I deserve. Yeah, I'm down for this. Let's do it.
Lying on his behalf now will only embolden him the next time he decides to do something stupid.
Any luck? I'm looking forward to hearing all about this. Oh, do tell. What took him so long? Look, I've got some credits set aside for you, but I need to know what happened with the equipment first. Care to fill me in? Wow, is that true, Hank? Sounds like you really gave it to him, eh? Well, good on you then.
Oh yeah. Well, I really just wanted to prove myself, you know? Take initiative and stuff. So, I went early to go pick it up, but when I returned to Mars, I noticed that pirates were following me. I diverted from the spaceport and led them into the desert, where I fought them off and drove them away. Oh, it was wild, man.
Turns out I had you all wrong, Hank. You'll have to tell me all about it later. Let's allow our friend here to get going, though. I'll take it from here and get the equipment sorted out. Here's the credits I promised. I'm also throwing in some ore to repay you for what you got us before, and then some. We'll be able to recoup it in no time with these new tools. Thanks for all your help. We couldn't have done it without you.
It takes guts and character to be a miner.
Beleza, com isso a gente acabou encerrando aí mais uma missão secundária também. E permanecendo ainda aqui na área de mineração, temos outra missão aqui iniciando com essa personagem.
Since you helped us out with the equipment and all, I was wondering if I could talk to you. We'll get to that. Will you listen to what I have to say first? It's probably not, but I can't afford to go get it looked at. No idea. Some sort of lung rot. Maybe from all the Martian dust that kicks up in here. Or it could be something worse. It's not a matter of money. There's more to it than that. Actually, maybe this is wrong. You're a total stranger. Forget I said anything. Really? That bad? Well, it's clear you want to help. Maybe I can trust you. See, I'd like to go to Reliant Medical for treatment, but my father, Nathan, is an executive with the Reliant. I came to Cydonia to escape him. Nathan is not a good man. Not to me. And I did something terrible to him, so now he is searching far and wide for me. He has connections with doctors throughout the settled systems. I don't know which ones I can trust, and it won't end well for me if they snitch to him. After my mother died in an accident, he changed. He became obsessed with my protection, but he never listened to what that was doing to me. It got worse and worse. First, it was no traveling in ships without one of his pilots. Then no parties, no drinking, no leaving the house. I obeyed. But he didn't trust me, so he started monitoring everything I did. It became so bad, he once locked me in my room for 2 days after an argument. Can you believe that? A prisoner in my own home. Every day there was yelling, lack of freedom, threats. I had to escape my prison. But even now, I am trapped. It's a risk I have to take. Yes, my condition is getting worse, but there's a chance it will clear up on its own. If my father finds me, well, I know my father and I fear for my safety. That is a definite. It's worse than you think. I didn't just run away from him. I knocked him unconscious, then stole his ship while he was out cold. Trust me, it was warranted at the time. After I ditched it above Aquila, I bounced around the settled systems until I landed here. It's the last place I thought he'd find me. But all that changes if I pop up in the Reliant database. He'll know I'm in Cydonia, and he'll never stop looking for me. Last I heard, he no longer cares for my safety. He only wants revenge. I have little doubt he would throw me in jail for as long as possible. Or worse. Trevor tells me you're skilled in dealing with people. Maybe you could try to reason with my father, or maybe scare him into backing off. But you should know, he has powerful and dangerous friends, so you must be careful. If it works, I'll be free. If not, well, at least he still won't know where to find me. What do you think? He wasn't always the way he is. It wasn't until after my mother died that he changed. Grew angry, dangerous. He was no longer himself. You could try mentioning her by name. Belinda. He misses her greatly. Thinking about her tends to calm him down. It's worth a try. It just so happens there's a conference he goes to on Neon around this time of year. He always stays at Hotel Volai. He won't see visitors he doesn't know, but maybe he'll talk if you tell him you're there on my behalf. It's risky, but maybe he'll listen if he knows you mean him no harm. I've got it. Bring him a bottle of his favorite whiskey, Red Harvest Reserve. Say it's... say it's a peace offering from me. That whiskey is exceedingly rare. I'm sure it will pique his interest enough to hear what you have to say. As much as possible, yes. I intend to patch things up with him and work with him on our mutual issues. I believe with therapy we could repair our relationship, as damaged as it is. Or if you discover it is irreparable, at least you could put the fear of God in him, and that should deter him from taking further action. There may be, but getting him to listen to you is the key here. And what I've told you is the surest way I can think of. There was a time he had a falling out with his brother, and that whiskey did the trick to bring them back together. With that gift, he will know I am sincere. Good luck. You can check with Jack at the Broken Spear for the whiskey. He may have some or know where to get it. And thank you so much for trying to help me.
Beleza, precisamos ir ali no bar, né? Tentar conseguir o item agora.
Can't say I'm a fan of excitement and drama around here. I am, but you don't look like the type that could afford it. Last person that came through here asking about it was none other than Governor Hurst. Didn't even want to drink it. Said he was buying it to put it on display in his office or something. Seems like a waste, but whatever. He paid up. Not from me. And I know Hurst won't give his up willingly either. So, no. Unless you're fixing to steal from Hurst. And for the record, I wouldn't recommend something utterly stupid like that. You don't get it. This whiskey was aged in barrels buried in Martian soil, which leached into it, giving the whiskey its distinct red hue. They don't make this stuff anymore and never will. The exact process was lost. There's a finite amount of this stuff left in the universe. You're lucky I got any at all. Well, you just got yourself some premium Red Harvest Reserve, my friend.
Hello.
It's nice to see you today. Oh, how nice! His daughter must be feeling very generous to be sending him something like that. Mr. Ovadia is in his room on the 3rd floor. I'll buzz him and let him know you're on your way.
Red Harvest Reserve, huh? I assume this is from my daughter. Well, she knows how to get my attention. So what then? You're working with her? She thinks this will be enough to smooth things over between us? Of course it was. I should have not been so blind. You have no idea what you're doing. You need to tell me where she is this instant. My own daughter assaults me in my own home, steals my personal spacecraft, then runs off to who knows where. Now you think a friendly little chat is going to smooth it all over and make things better? How foolish do you think I am? My daughter knows me well. Maybe she is serious about this. She would really put her own life at risk due to me. She puts me in a difficult position. She needs to face consequences. Yet, I do not wish her to die. Belinda. Oh, I miss her. No. You're right. She would be disgusted with who I've become. I've been dishonoring her memory with my actions. Thanks. I'm still collecting my thoughts. I suppose I've overreacted. She was young, and while foolish, she is still my daughter. And Rivka is all I have left of my wife. I would do her a disservice to incriminate her daughter like that. She told you about that. I'm not proud of it. I've wrestled with it ever since my wife died. I have been a terrible father. It will be up to Rivka how she wants me to make amends, and I will do whatever it takes. If she wants money, she'll get it. If she wants me to go to therapy, I will. Whatever it takes. I promise. Yes, of course. Understood. I will drop the charges against her immediately. I will call off the bounty hunters. Anything for you to leave me be. Please, just go.
All right. I believe you have made your point.
I just heard that the charges against me have been dropped. Whatever you said to my father worked. It sounds as if I may finally be safe. I doubt it will come to that, but yes. I now know I have a friend I can count on when I'm in trouble. Thankfully, it sounds as if that may not be necessary, but it is good to know such a guarantee exists. It is good that this chapter of my life is now closed and I can finally get the help I need. Thank you.
Beleza, a gente acabou encerrando mais uma missão e agora já vamos ali para a próxima, né? Entrando na mesma sala que a gente acabou de completar umas 2 missões, tem uma psicóloga ali e a gente vai iniciar mais uma missão com ela.
God damn it. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. That wasn't directed at you at all. I'm just really stressed out at the moment. You're fine. Actually, maybe you can help me? I'm aware of what you did for Trevor. Don't worry, I'm not gonna say anything to Peter. I feel like I can trust you. I'm Gilly. I'm a psychologist working for Deimos, and I've been utterly swamped with work lately, trying to make a deadline. I could use a hand tracking down some of our employees and delivering psychological questionnaires to them.
It seems our assistance could be useful, provided it does not in some way violate confidentiality or potentially taint the results.
It's not as sinister as you think. Basically, Deimos invests heavily in its employees and operations. In order to protect those investments, I was hired to perform periodic psychological evaluations. The company wants to identify potential erratic behavior patterns that might jeopardize the company's investments and work with their employees to correct them. It's a lot of personal stuff. I'm not going to get into it with someone I just met. All you need to know is that I could really use a hand. You can? Oh, wow, thanks. I don't even know who I've got left in the stack, but take a look at the names and track them down. When they've all filled out the forms, just bring them back to me and I'll go through them. Just tell them you're assisting Gilly. Oh, and don't read what they write down. It's supposed to be confidential. Thanks again.
I've warmed up to Mars since I came here. Deimos Star Yards may be the first major ship manufacturer, but that doesn't mean we haven't kept up with the times. A psychological evaluation? Are you kidding me? Gilly, I'm the one who ordered this program in the first place. Do I really need to go through with this?
I'm well aware, but you are an employee and it is company policy that everyone gets one.
Okay, fine. Let me have it. Okay, this isn't so bad. Easy. Yep. Mm-hmm. You really want to know that? Huh? Okay. And done. There you go. Remind me to make myself and the other execs exempt from these in the future. We wouldn't be where we are if we were a liability.
You wouldn't last a week in the mines. What the? Seriously, that's a thing we gotta do for the company psychologist? Fine, let me see it. What is this BS? Yeah? Yeah? Oh, like I'm gonna say that. Nice try. That'll give her something to think about. Alright, whatever. There you go. Hope I get an A or whatever's good for one of these things. Huh.
Hey there, you a new hire? I thought all our positions were full. Oh? Interesting. Usually she comes down here herself if she needs something. I'm glad she's finally got an assistant. Anyway, I'm Andres. Nice to meet you. Something else I can help you with? Let's just say that I've made enough here to retire early if I wanted to, and do something else with my life. Still not sure that's what I want yet, though. Other operations? I'd probably have to put in another 10, 15 years to get to where I am today. Deimos seems to prioritize its employees, which is a nice change of pace from the industry. About 15 years now. It's good work, good money. Only problem is that it keeps me away from my family. They live well, but I hardly see them. Who knows? Maybe this is the year I let my contract renewal lapse and I finally retire. Just for mining, not work entirely. I think about it every time my contract comes up. See, I'm quite a few systems away from my family. I get to see them whenever I get the chance, but it's hard watching my kid grow up without me. And it's not easy on his mom either. I'm conflicted because the job pays so well, and I want to earn enough so that my kid never has to do what I did to make ends meet. Yeah, I know. It's gonna take some real soul searching to figure it out. I have a feeling it's gonna be one of those cases where whatever I choose, it'll be the right decision, and yet the wrong decision all at once. Time will tell. Oh, is it that time already? Sure. This'll only take a moment. Let's see. Yep. Uh-huh. Oh, no. That question again? Well, all right. Okay, that should do it. Here you go. Tell her I said hi, will you?
Always want to know about my past. It's in the past for a reason. Let's leave it there. Whoa, hold on there. Are you supposed to be down here? You could get hurt without proper safety training. Oh, say no more. That's good enough for me. Just be sure to watch your step. There's dangerous stuff laying around. I'm Salmon. Not Sammy, not Sam, Salmon. I don't do nicknames. I've been with Deimos for what seems like forever. So what I'm saying is, if you have questions, no one here knows these mines better than I do. Yeah, I get it. I'm old. To answer your question, though, no. This is the life for me, and I'm gonna do it until I'm dead or can't do it anymore. Whichever comes first. Not much. Been mining this rock for longer than anyone. Going on 30 years now. And before you ask, I don't talk about my life before that. Look, normally I wouldn't tell anyone. But I heard from Trevor how you helped us all out. The short answer is that I was a troubled kid. I stole. I accidentally got someone killed. I went to jail for a while, then came out all reformed. Most of the other miners have no idea, and I'd like to keep it that way. And it's fun to hear what kind of crazy theories they come up with. Like, did you know I was a spy sent by House Varun to steal secrets from Deimos? Ridiculous stuff like that. Sure, hand it here. Let's see. No. 10. No. No. Good. No. And there it is. Is that it? Great. See you around.
Caution. You've got all those forms filled out in return? Anyone give you any trouble? Other than Leona?
I heard that.
No. You're just a nice person who agreed to help someone in need during a bad situation. This is a one-time thing. Technically, you're not even supposed to do that. But honestly, we're all overworked up here, and you can't really do any damage. So, hey. You're not telling me anything I don't already know, but it's good to have a record of it. Thanks. Anyway, I don't usually ask other people to do my job, but I was under the gun, and this really helped. I managed to scrounge up some creds to help repay you for your assistance. Thanks again.
Beleza, conseguimos ali completar mais uma missão aqui da cidade de Cydonia e bora lá para a área residencial novamente. Aí a gente vai descendo o corredor, vai seguindo em frente até encontrar esse cara aí.
Just smell that dusty air. This is right where I belong. Wish my family understood that. I don't mind it too much. Things can be rough here, but that's sort of why I like it. I'll admit though, that I'd like to be stationed somewhere else someday. Not that I don't like it here, but I'd like to see what else is out there. Not sure if I ever wanted to be a Marine per se. This is just where life took me. Growing up, all I ever wanted to do was leave New Atlantis and see the settled systems. Joining up with the Marines was the easiest way to do that. Best decision I've ever made. What? Do you mean I'm not miserable like them? Guess not. Yeah, it might not be the most glamorous post and the work can be tough, but it sure beats the hell out of whatever I'd be doing back home. Writing papers, presentations, doing spreadsheets. Nah, that's not for me. I'm happy to be here, and I wish my family would understand that. Yep. My family doesn't like that I joined up with the Marines, but nobody's more worried than my sister. I feel bad. Her birthday's actually coming up, but I'm not able to visit her. She's gonna be worrying about me on her birthday. Actually, maybe you can help me with that. Would you mind giving her her birthday presents the next time you're in New Atlantis? A bit nosy, are we? I'm just kidding. I'd like to know what I'm carrying with me as well. I'll pack some Cydonia souvenirs for her. Dumb things, like some dust and rocks and stuff. She likes those sorts of things. I also wrote her a letter. I just wanted to know that I'm doing okay, and that she doesn't have to worry about me so much. Awesome! You're making my life a whole lot easier right now. Thanks for doing this. And tell her I said happy birthday.
E aí a gente viajou, né, pra Nova Atlântida, nessa área, pra entregar o presente.
Okay. Hello.
Hi, how are you? There's a huge tree in the Embassy District, across from the mass station. Trust me, it may sound dumb, but I think everyone should see it at least once when they're in the city. It's so cool. Or maybe I just love trees. Oh, sure. There's always tons of travel into New Atlantis, so there's no shortage of people to meet. I love talking with the new people and hearing about their journeys. Not to mention, it's also nice and safe. Unlike my brother's job. What? Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I wasn't expecting this since Chris can't visit this year. How's Chris doing? Is he okay? Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. I just worry about him all the time, since he's so far away. He always says he's doing well, and he's having a good time. So, I'm going to try to trust him when he says that. Thank you so much for delivering these to me. Here, take this, for your trouble. Hope to see you again soon.
Fancy seeing you. I was hoping to run into you eventually. I've got something for you. I'll give you 3 guesses. I mean, if you really want. No, dummy, it's a bunch of credits I've earned. I told you I wanted to pay you back if we ever cross paths again. Here. I know it pales in comparison to what you did for me, but it should help. Oh, I'm just working the front desk at a local accounting practice. It's not glamorous, but it pays the bills while I take classes. I haven't decided whether I want to pursue a history degree or get into film studies. I've always been interested in Earth culture, so one of those seems appropriate. Oh, no problem. I wanted to keep my word. Anyway, I was hoping you could do one last favor for me. Since you have a ship, would you be able to deliver a letter to my sister Julia for me? I knew I could count on you. This means a lot to me. Let me just add a few more details to my letter. And... okay, there. Thanks again. Take care.
Até achei continuação da missão do vídeo anterior, mas de boa, né? Vamos lá completar.
Hello there. Given that I don't know you, you must be this visitor I've been hearing so much about. I'm Julia, the Constant's chief historian. It's nice to meet you on this momentous occasion. Ha! You must have been speaking with my sister. There's more to it than that. Officially, I'm assigned to the role of chief historian. Generations ago, it used to be lawkeeper of humanity, but that seemed a bit too lofty. While I don't think my job is as important as captain, engineering officer, or cultivation manager, it's still vital to our mission. Not much different than the previous history I was teaching. There's just a lot more of it now. There's a lot for us to catch up on. Scientific advancements, social studies, even pop culture. Geography is different now that there are so many planets. It can seem a little overwhelming at times, but we're getting there. As chief historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know? ECS stands for Earth Colony Ship. We wanted a fairly inclusive name to represent the planet, and not a particular nation of origin. There was an old colony ship that sailed across the oceans of Earth from a country called England to settle on a new continent. It was called either the Susan or Sarah Constant. No one seems to know for sure, so ours was shortened to just Constant. Ironically enough, that ship also reached what they thought was new land, and found it populated when they arrived. As chief historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know? Well, we launched Tuesday, September 27th, 2140. So, about 190 years now. Would have been longer, but it turns out we have an ace navigator who saved us some time with some tricky maneuvers. We're the descendants of wealthy elites, intellectuals, artists, scientists, and others who left Earth in 2040 to spread humanity to the stars. The thinking was that Earth's days were numbered for a variety of reasons. Our finder, Rupert Brackenridge, had the foresight to plan for the worst. Thus, he constructed this colony ship to settle what seemed like the most habitable planet we could find, knowing full well it would take generations to reach. We suspected that we may have been the only ones to leave Earth, given that no one else seemed to have the same idea. I'm glad we appeared to be wrong. You know where to find me if you ever want to know more. Oh my gosh, really? I didn't know if I'd ever hear from her again. Let's see what she has to say. Oh, that's wonderful! I'm so happy for her. I'll have to find a way to go see her sometime. Thank you so much for coming all this way to deliver it. Thank you so much for bringing that to me. I can't say it enough. It was wonderful hearing from her again. No, I'm happy here. I still feel a sense of duty towards the other colonists, or whatever were considered nowadays. Knowing how miserable she was with our situation, yes. Some part of me wishes she toughed it out and got used to it, but I know that never would have worked. This was the right decision for her, and I'm glad you were able to help her. While I still can't leave, I'm hopeful she'll come visit me. I'm sure we'll continue to send messages back and forth, so we can stay in touch. Well, I was worried about her. None of us have ever left our people before for obvious reasons, but hearing that she's safe and happy makes me glad for her.
Beleza, aí a gente voltou aqui para Cydonia, vamos ali para a área residencial novamente e nesta lojinha aqui a gente vai ter mais uma missão.
My shop may not look special, but it's locally owned and independent. Hi, welcome to Jane's, Cydonia's only 100% independent one-stop shop. I apologize if I'm a little distracted. I'm currently dealing with a little issue, but please let me know if there's anything I can get for you. Yep, that's me on the sign, Jane. I operate one of the few independent, non-franchise businesses in Cydonia. I've scrimped and saved for years to build up my little shop. Literally, when I started, it was barely a kiosk, and I was selling loose machine parts, scrap metal, bottled water, whatever I could get my hands on. And my hope one day is to keep expanding to other planets. I've already got a small logistics subsidiary in the works for shipping cargo. Lack of options, I suppose. I was born on Mars. I never knew my mum. She left when I was little. My dad took good care of me, but he died when I was 14, so I had to fend for myself. Those years were the hardest. The shop began as a way to survive, and it's been successful, so I've stayed with it. You have no idea. Every time I feel like I'm getting ahead, something happens to knock me back down. But unless you're some sort of merc, I'm not sure you can help. See, I saved up to get a new ship and hire a pilot. He was supposed to help run deliveries and bring in all sorts of new goods, but he went missing. I can't find anyone willing to track him down. I'm worried something bad has happened. I'm not sure. I'm hoping it's something simple, like he ran out of fuel. It's an older ship and it may have had a minor leak. But I know there's a problem with pirates out there. This was Eric's first real piloting job, and I'm worried they could tell he was easy pickings or something. Could just be my overactive imagination. If all else fails, I'm probably going to, but I'd rather not. That ship? I bought it from a sketchy dealer because it was all I could afford. Seemed too good to be true. I'm not sure now it was entirely legit. So, you see the problem with contacting SysDev. Really? I mean, thank you. I know it's a lot of trouble, but it'll mean a lot to me. I'll try to compensate you as best I can when you bring back Eric and my ship. It's a cargo runner called the Berry Mule. The last signal I got from him was out near Triton. It's a starting place, at least. And try to bring them both back in one piece.
Beleza, então a gente vai ter que procurar ali pelo piloto e pela nave, tá? Se você quiser trazer só o piloto de volta, a gente vai poder recrutar ele pra equipe, tá? Das naves ali. Se você quiser também, é uma opção aí. Eu vou tentar trazer tudo de volta, mas aí não vou conseguir recrutar o cara. Mas de boa, né? É o jeito que eu quero completar a missão agora.
State your business or stay away. Is that so? Well, I'm Captain Gustavo Valencia of the Ecliptic. This ship is under our control. We're mercenaries. We get paid to solve problems no one else wants to take up. Much like yourself, I imagine. Interesting. We'll talk. Here on board, where I have my crew to back me up. Be aware that if you try anything, we will not hesitate to fire on you. You may come aboard.
Hey now, that's close enough. Better think twice before starting trouble. What exactly do you want here? Yeah, and what do you have to say about it? We're getting paid to deliver it back to the trifle owner, and I don't think that's you.
I swear, it's like I said, that's Jade's ship. I was there when she bought it.
Hey, shut up and let the adults talk.
Now, where were we before this interruption?
That's possible. But even if what you say is true, it's not my problem. We've got to reclaim it for its owner. Sucks for your friend, but we got our orders. So, unless you've got something else to propose, we'll be taking the ship in. Our employer will handle the pilot. I can agree to that. We're only getting paid for the ship, not the pilot. You can untie him and get on out of here. Count yourself lucky we're so reasonable.
Saving a life is more important than recovering a ship. But I am sure Jane will feel the loss just the same.
You got God's
Thanks. I thought that was gonna be it for me. Man, Jane's going to be heartbroken about the ship, but at least I'm alive. They said they'd been looking for this ship for months, ever since it was reported stolen. I don't know who it belonged to, but they clearly wanted it back bad enough to call Mercs, not Sistef. Must have had some way of tracking it. Followed me from Mars until we were nowhere near Sistef, I guess? Or just my own bad luck. Yeah, good call. I guess I'll just follow you back? Yeah.
Beleza, então se você só levar o piloto ali tranquilamente, chegando em Cydonia, vai ter a opção de conversar com ele, né? E praticamente recrutá-lo ali para sua equipe. Só que eu voltei aqui para a nave de novo porque eu já vou eliminar todo mundo aqui. E aí a gente já vai aproveitar e voltar com ela também, tá? É escolha opcional de vocês aí. Façam isso se quiserem, tá?
Glad you're back. Everything okay? So, what's the news? So what happened? Who took it? Whoa, back up a second. You killed people? Oh, jeez. This is all my fault. I should have been more careful. Anyway, I'm super glad you found my ship and saved Eric. It's more than I could have hoped. I'm glad I asked you instead of relying on Sistef. I never would have seen the Berry Mule again if I did that. No! I mean, I knew the deal I got on it was too good to be true, instincts be damned. I probably should have thought about it more, but I had to jump on the offer because my business means everything to me. Guess I know better now. Well, first of all, I'm gonna count myself lucky. Then, I'm gonna continue building this business. Now that I've got a functioning cargo ship and a pilot, I can really start to bring in some good merchandise. You've done me a real solid here. There's really nothing I can do to fully repay you for what you did. Here's what I can afford to pay you. And on top of that, I'll see what I can do to lower the price of anything you want to buy from me. Thanks again.
Beleza, né? Então a gente acabou completando mais uma missão secundária aí. E aí, partindo daqui mesmo, a gente já vai iniciar a próxima, tá? Que é conversando com aquele cara. É uma missão que pode ficar repetindo várias vezes, então eu vou fazer uma vez só.
Hey! Haven't seen you around here before. Did you just move in? Oh yeah? Word gets around, I guess. Well, if you got a way to get off world, then maybe you can help. I found out recently that my favorite book series, Dragonstar Force, had a very limited initial run. I really want to collect all the first editions, but it's hard for me to get them shipped all the way out here. I already tracked down Volume 1. Could you go buy it and bring it back here for me? I'll pay you back, of course. Plus, you know, extra for your trouble. They're these old science fiction fantasy books about space and good versus evil and a mysterious magical relic called the Dragon Star. Now, there's this team of heroes who fight space wizards and dragons, demons, and whoever else seeks to take over the galaxy using the Dragon Star. You will? Wow, you're the first person to actually agree to do it. Thanks. Like I said, I'll make it worth it to you. You won't regret it.
E basicamente, cada vez que você fizer a missão dele, ele vai te mandar ir atrás de algum volume ali tá, de um livro. Esse daqui é a primeira vez que eu tô fazendo, então ele mandou a gente ali comprar o volume 1 de um determinado livro. Aí se eu aceitar essa missão de novo e for fazer ela novamente, ele vai pedir ali o segundo volume. Praticamente ele vai te mandar em um vendedor aí aleatório aí pelos mapas, você vai comprar o livro, trazer para ele e receber a recompensa. Praticamente é isso daí, não tem segredo não, tá? É só mais ficar viajando de um lado pro outro comprando os livros mesmo.
I have waited so long for this book. A little longer won't hurt. Oh, did you find the book, Dragon Star Force Volume 1, The Heroes of the Dragon Star? Oh, thanks a bunch. Oh, I can't wait to read it again. And then put it away for safekeeping so it holds its value. Here's some money, I promised.
Beleza, né? Então completamos aí mais uma missão. Essa daqui dá pra ficar repetindo. Voltamos pra entrada ali de Cydonia e a gente vem pra área ali do bar, né? E vamos iniciar mais uma missão secundária agora com este cara aqui.
Oh, hello there, friend. Have you been there long? Between you and me, I'm pretty tuckered. When that stack of papers was smaller, I might have used it as a pillow. Whew. Was I asleep? Oh, you've probably been standing there for a while. Oh, good. I thought maybe I'd fallen asleep. But, oh my, I've forgotten my manners. Phil Hill, at your service. Yes, it rhymes. My parents had a thing about rhyming. My siblings are named Bill, Jill, and Sil. The Hills. What a thrill. But there I go again. You aren't here to talk about me. You're here to talk about List.
List. Is this something of importance?
You know, silly. List. The League of Independent Settlers? Do I detect a glint of recognition in your eyes? I think so. How can I help make today your very best day? Why, we help people. We get folks set up and able to start new lives in new places, free of governmental interference. We survey the stars, find suitable places matching people's needs, and get folks started with the essentials. I don't suppose you have a ship? Interested in earning some easy credits? That's terrific, because I have a lot of work needing doing. This stack of papers here, these are just the most recent applicants looking for new worlds to settle on. Everywhere I go, people are really excited about the prospects of living a truly free life, living where and how they want to. I've got a cargo hold full of stacks just like that. Oh boy.
Out of the question, I do not do paperwork.
Unfortunately, this paperwork is my responsibility only. As much as I'd appreciate help, I wouldn't make you do any. Used to have an office on Aquila, but, you know, budget cuts. But it turned out for the best. Now they send me all over settled space where I can interface directly with the people. I'm a people person, as you can probably already tell. Oh, that's just a few applications worth. That's what the human touch looks like. No impersonal computer surveys or security breaches to compromise your private information. Just me and some good old-fashioned ink and paper. Every applicant gets a battery of in-person interviews and has every step of their application completed and carefully reviewed to ensure their particular requirements for the ideal location are understood and met to perfection. Try getting that from the UC or Freestar resettlement programs. Fantastic! That's exactly the can-do, helpful attitude that List looks for in all its employees and contractors. We're looking for folks with ships and or basic people skills to seek out suitable planets and leads on potential clients. I don't suppose you possess either of those qualifications? Oh, yes, I can tell. Speaking with you has been an absolute thrill. I was charmed the moment you opened your mouth. That sounded creepy. Oh, but regarding lists, most importantly, we need to collect data on habitable planets. The more habitable, the better. You know, the oxygen and water are musts. Other signs of life, even better. Secondly, we're always looking for new applicants. So, as you travel around meeting people, when the occasion arises, see if you can interest them in signing up for the list. I'm pretty sure I overheard some people in here talking about wanting to start a new life. Why don't you start with them? Bring any suitable planet survey data slates to me, and I'll happily pay you for them. And you'll also earn an immediate commission for each interested party who signs up for the list. So get on out there and make truly independent living a dream come true, and turn a few credits while you're at it. I am glad you asked. List provides members with a few tangible benefits and a few intangible ones. First off, we locate an ideal location matching the needs and desires of our members. After that, we provide transportation, as well as a starter set including basic hab modules, extractors, and seeds for farming, etc. Everything needed to get off to a good start. Then we set up a small encrypted satellite to aid communication between distant neighbors, and the rare list ship that swings by the sector to offer aid and trade supplies if desired. But more importantly, List provides its members the satisfaction of living on their own and on their own terms, independent and free from harassment and governmental interference. Excellent! Thank you for any assistance you can lend us. Whoops! Nearly forgot. Take this.
Beleza, né? E aí a gente tem dois objetivos ali. Um deles é conversar com o pessoal que tá nessa mesma área aqui, tá? É só você chegar perto das mesas que libera. E o outro a gente pode ali, né, pesquisar um planeta habitável para vender códice para ele. Se você quiser aí, tá? E estiver no início da gameplay, vindo aqui pro sistema Procyon A. No terceiro planeta do sistema ele é habitável, então você pode ali inspecionar 100% e vender o códice para ele, tá? Porque além do Vladimir lá, que a gente também pode vender os códices para ele através de dinheiro, esse cara aqui também ele aceita aí, né? Claro que não tem muita grana ali, né, pra gente ficar vendendo tudo, mas só para mostrar para vocês que é uma das opções aí pra liberar os códices, né, e não fuder com o teu save aí também, além da exploração do game, acabar quebrando tudo aí, né, mas só mostrando isso daí pra vocês que ele aceita ali. Não tem muita grana pra aceitar todos, né, porque tem uns que é bem caro, mas de boa. De resto, vai perto das mesas e conversa com o pessoal ali que a missão já vai seguir em frente.
There's something I can do for you? Go on. That does sound good. Too good to be true. I am starting to believe that. Thanks. I'm not getting any younger. That's for damn sure. Maybe I've been too proud. I probably do need a hand with some things. All right, let's do this. Didn't expect to be doing this today. Thank you. I'm lucky you came by.
Beleza, conseguimos completar mais uma missão aqui da cidade e agora vamos iniciar a última missão bem na entradinha ali de Cydonia, conversando com ela.
Ain't you brave, coming to see a bona fide tracker? Hey, darling. You look like the type who doesn't mind getting their hands dirty. The Trackers Alliance can always use more bounty hunters to handle wanted fugitives. If that feels like your speed, talk to me, check out our posts on the mission boards, or head to the new HQ in Aquila City. Ooh, should I tell you? What the hell? It got me in trouble, but it's a good story. So, I got a bounty for this guy. Real tough spacer, you know? I find a ship, board without him knowing, and I literally catch him with his pants down, getting ready for the day or something, I don't know. Anyway, before he can react, I tackle him to the ground to cuff him, and he lets off a sly quip thinking he's got game, but I don't take kindly to that kind of advance, see? And well, bounty says alive or dead, so I make the call and I put him down. Anyway, turns out it wasn't the right guy, but this guy was also wanted. What are the odds, right? Well, the Alliance didn't think it was as funny as I did, so now I'm stuck here helping new recruits. Oh, we have a new headquarters in Aquila City. Nice place. Been there a few times myself. If you want to actually join the Trackers, it's the only place to do it. It's right in the core of the city, by the rock where the old McCall estate used to be. Can't miss it. It's way better than the old HQ. Ooh, that place was a dump. Underground in the middle of nowhere. So glad Agent Number 1 decided to move it. Oh, darling. We're the baddest bounty hunters in the settled systems. People pay us to find criminals, scum, and other lowlives when they don't want to or can't track them down themselves. Did someone tell you that, darling? If so, it's complete hogwash. Nah, anyone can freelance. The Trackers Alliance is more of a formal collection of bounty hunters that share resources and agree not to step on each other's toes. We vet all the bounties you see on the boards, but there are some you won't see unless you join up. Better bounties, tougher bounties, much more rewarding. But as long as you're willing to take on the easy, simple jobs that don't require an official Tracker's touch, you don't have to join. You're golden. Good. If you recall, I'm only stationed here because of a mistake I made. Been bugging me ever since. The bounty that got away. Now, I heard rumors that this no-good, dirty quarry's been lurking around Mars, but I ain't had the good fortune of him strolling on in here. I think he's smart enough to know better. I got a plan in place to find him, but I gotta prove to my other tracker contact that he's here. That's where you come in. Just gotta plant a sensor. No danger to you. Ken Placus, smuggler. The worst kind. Deals in all sorts of black market goods. He's wanted for grand theft, human trafficking, murder, you name it. He's also extremely good at what he does. He's eluded the best of UC security for years. He's even slipped by our own trackers, myself included. I'm convinced he set me up to fail, found a lookalike to unwittingly take a fall, made me look bad. So I'm sure you understand it's kinda personal. He doesn't know it, but he's got a chip in him with a unique ID. Part of the reason he's learned to keep out of the major cities and settlements. Trackers always manage to find him when he comes to town, so he just stays away. But he's a slippery fella. That's why I want to send someone to catch him where he feels safe, just along the outskirts. Sensors tuned to that chip. Makes sense now, don't it? Hell no! If I'd wanted you to do that, I'd be asking you to do that. Nah, I got a good friend, tracker buddy who stuck by me through and through. Gonna split the haul with him as soon as he brings the mark in. That ain't up for debate or negotiation. Under no circumstances are you to interact with my quarry, or you'll find yourself at the wrong end of a bounty. Alright, so, you're gonna want to take this here sensor and put it way up at the tippy top of the old Mars launchpad tower, where it's nice and unobstructed. You're gonna want to make sure you've got a boost pack to help get yourself up there, else it's gonna be a tough climb. Mars gravity's on the low side, but not that low. It'll track down my Mark's chip signal, assuming he shows, and I'll call in my partner to take care of him. Clear out and come back to me as soon as you're done so you don't spook the quarry. Get it? Got it? Good.
E vamos dizer que é uma missão ali até que bem simples, tá? onde a gente vai ali para a plataforma de lançamento que a gente tem aqui em Marte mesmo, e você precisa subir lá no topo para colocar ali o sensor, tá? Assim, não tem uma gravidade muito forte aqui em Marte, então se você tiver uma mochila aí com um pouquinho de propulsão ali mais forte que o padrãozinho, você já consegue aí, mano, evitar bastante problema e subir isso daqui até que rápido, tá? Eu nem peguei um caminho certinho ali pra ver como é que é, eu tô subindo na moral aqui mesmo vendo a situação como que vai ficar, mas tá bem tranquilo, ó, nada muito complicado não, tá? Claro que se você quiser botar uns mods ali na tua mochila e deixar ela mais forte, já vai ajudar bem mais aqui, né? Nossa, quase que eu consegui alcançar ali. Não, mas tá bom. Daqui já vai dar pra subir pelo menos. Só esperar carregar ali a propulsão. Aí agora a gente coloca o sensor aqui, volta lá e encerra a missão.
You help me with this, and I see a bright future in the Trackers Alliance for you. Good. I'm already getting readings from it. Nothing yet, but when he shows, we'll get him. Here's your pay. Think of it as your cut of the bounty for your assistance.
E é isso aí, pessoal. Completamos aí a última missão aqui de Cydonia por enquanto. Bom, já vou finalizar o vídeo por aqui porque, mano, ficou gigante esse vídeo. Nem vai dar pra mim explorar todo o sistema e colocar aqui, porque senão vai ser uma nhaca na descrição. Então, né, eu vou deixar isso daí separado para o próximo vídeo e a gente vê se tem mais alguma missão por aqui também, porque tá osso, né? Se gostou, deixa o like, se inscreva no canal. Valeu, falou e até a próxima.